Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Bravely Default. Last time, we uncovered a scheme involving the Calmer and Profiteer merchantry and the thieves out in the Oasis. But we found out that they were in cahoots and trying to steal even more money and the livelihoods from the poor citizens here in Anchiem. We put a stop to both the thief Jackal and the merchant of death, Profiteer, but we also found out that this goes even further up the top. And we have information that tells us that we need to re-enter Anchiem at nighttime to see who the true culprit behind this huge water scheme truly is. But first things first, now that that intro's out of the way, let's look at Narende. One thing I'm going to grab is the combat item shop's Zeus's Wrath. Next, I'm going to upgrade the trader shop so I can get high potions from the adventurer. Then I'm going to allocate the remaining resources I have to the weapons shop so I can get the angel's bow. Next up on the list, we obtained the merchant job from Profiteer. So I think I'm actually going to give that to Ringabel. We'll make his job command Chivalry for right now so he can keep the Stomp ability. And we'll keep his current support abilities equipped. Looking at his gear, the Mithril Sword is no longer his primary weapon, as it's a D tier. He'd want the Mithril Staff. It'll give him 62 damage, and it'll also increase his magic defense at least a little bit more. There's nothing really else we can use. This is what I wanted the Mithril Staff for. So, Ringabel's damage isn't as high as it was, but it's still fairly respectable. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the merchant's shop and see if I want to buy anything. First thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to get more Phoenix Downs. I think 4 total should be fine. Honestly, I didn't really see anything too crazy except for those Phoenix Downs, so we need to run out to the world map in order to make it nighttime. So I'll see you back whenever the sun has set. Night has fallen on Anchiem, so we can head back in. The memo said for us to knock on this door 5 times in 2-second intervals. Let's go ahead and do that. The Grand Mill Works. So this is what the Profiteer was hiding. All of this goes into the giant mill and clockwork in the center of Anchiem's plaza.
Hey, it opened! Seems this is the spot mentioned in that memo we found.
Grand Mill Works. Let's start exploring. Got 3 paths here. Let's take the south one first. I really like the aesthetic of this dungeon. I just want to get that out of the way real quick. The moving gears and everything. Oh, I love it so much. We got a treasure chest right there and a pair of stairs. Can't really do much about that. Keep that in the note for later. Okay, so we've got Merchantry Blade, Merchantry Thug, and a Greater Cape. Okay, so I'm going to... I guess we can examine all 3 of them. Healing from regular enemies isn't really all that useful, so I won't really even try. Let's see what they got anyways. 800 HP, weakness nothing. 900 HP, but they're weak to lightning. Okay, we can work with that. Decent damage too, ow. This is the dungeon that you would obtain after beating Orthros. This is the main reason why I did not want to deal with the side quest until we had beaten Orthros. You cannot access the Great Mill Works until you have beaten him. Even if you've beaten the Merchant and the Thief, you cannot access this until you beat him. Because of that, I didn't really want to just sit on a quest nearly finished and then go do an entire main story chapter, because I feel like that would be a little too... I guess it would kind of leave us on a weird note, is pretty much the best way I can put it. Let's see how much Tiz can do with his knuckles. Decent damage. Oh, that gouge. It deals a lot of damage and it can blind you. Not good. Let's use the Blessed Staff on Tiz, and then we'll just cure his blindness. And then Idia. Brave twice and just do an AoE Thunder. Whoa! These enemies hurt a lot. Okay. We'll just do... The Blessed Shield is very useful for this. It's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted it as soon as I did. As long as, you know, I had access to actually making money. 69 EXP, nice. White Mage is almost job level 6 for Anya's there. Our damage output's going to be a little bit lower than normal, but that's okay. If things turn for the worst, I will swap Ring a Bell back to Knight for damage. I might even do that for the later parts of this dungeon. But for right now, he'll be on Merchant so he can level it up. Enemies get the first strike, and there goes Idia. I forgot that she had low HP. That's okay. Okay, that worked. Agnes is a little low on health, more than I'd like her to be. So we'll just use Tiz. Oh, but he's blind. Okay, then he'll fix his blindness. And then I'll have him attack the Thug, who boosted his attack earlier. I'm gonna have Idia use her Piercing Bolt. She'll get that back before the end of the dungeon anyway, so then we'll have Ring a Bell just stomp. Oh god. Hurts quite a bit. There you go, Tiz. Ow!
Full power.
Bit of a kill, but that's okay. Then I'm gonna have Anya's attack twice. She'll use the heal, and then I'll have her use AoE Thunder. Idia's default. There's the Psych Up, we're okay. Default, we'll have Idia do 2 Thunders. That should be enough to take them down. Hopefully. That man is psyching up for something, but it doesn't matter, he's dead. And there's the job level 6. Nice. Now, let's be a bit smarter here and actually heal up in between encounters. Move that blind. There we go. Okay. See down here, this is a fairly long hallway. And we got another fork in the road, of course. Take the left here, oh, and we get a pair of stairs. Oh, we got a new enemy here. We got the Merchantry Magic. Okay, so that magic defense down actually might come into play here. I'm going to go ahead and preemptively use the Blessed Staff, just in case damage does come out, and then I'll default with everyone else. Yeah, okay. So now Agnes is susceptible to magic a little bit more, but that's okay. We'll just have her spam the Blessed Staff, because why wouldn't I? And then we'll just attack these guys normally with everything. Try to stay out of the negative. And then we'll do Stomp. I don't think Ring a Bell's really in any danger of dying, as long as we can take down at least a few of these guys. Oh hey, they have Strong Strike. The same rules apply to them though. Low accuracy, high damage. Set on allies. The Thug is unable to attack this turn, so let's go ahead and see if we can finish him off. We'll just throw everything we got at him without going too far into the negative. Ooh, sleep. Okay, that's okay. Do the same thing here, and then we'll go ahead and be a bit more aggressive. Throw all the thunders out there and throw all the stomps. See what we can get with this. Oop, oop. There we go, Ring a Bell. His damage is definitely a lot less, but don't worry, we'll move him back to Knight here soon. Go down these stairs. What we got? Hey, 3 treasure chests, though unfortunately we can only open up 2. Thumbing Claws. I wonder what those do. They cause blind on hit. Unfortunately, they're a little weaker, and I don't really care about causing blind on hit, so we'll hold on to those, but we won't need them right now. Earthing Rod. Let's see what those do. It nullifies Paralyze. That could be useful, especially since there are certain enemies, especially coming up, that deal with paralysis. I wonder why that's why they gave it to you, you know? Phoenix down. That makes up the one I used earlier. Let's see if a full Brave set, except for Anya's, is enough to take these guys down. One of them's defaulting, so maybe not. Ow. Dang. It hurt. Of course they go for the one defaulting. That's okay. Okay, Anyas, you can finish things up a bit. Actually, I'm just going to use the Blessed Shield, just in case someone dies. I don't want them to lose the XP. Ah, yes, the 5 damage. The Bulk Up is a little scary, in my opinion, but... Sorry, the Psych Up. But he hasn't really done much with it. Ah, yes, 'tis the blind man trying to attack. That's okay. Ooh, the critical. Let's go. Good job, Ring a Bell. Anya's gained a level. She's now level 19. Ooh. Ring a Bell learned Salesman. Let's take a look at that real quick. Salesman. Make an enemy buy a recovery item from you at 2.4 times the selling price. Note that the success rate of the sale depends on the item. This is a decent way of making money. It isn't crazy, but it's something that you might be able to make use of here soon. I am going to swap him back to Knight, though. I'll work on Merchant here later. I kind of want to get through this dungeon first and foremost, so let's give him back with the White Magic ability, and then we'll give him the Sword again. There we go. It's looking a bit better. That'll help us navigate this dungeon at least a little bit more. Okay, so this is a dead end. Fun. It's just a really, really long hallway. Okay. More buddies. I need to heal that blind. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep Anyas using her shield. And then Tiz, you can heal your blindness. Oh my goodness! Oh my god, that's 1700 damage! No, Ring a Bell, no! Missed that on 60 XP, but I made still a lot of XP. No! Poor Ring a Bell, man. Okay, so we gotta get him up. Yeah, they're strong. They basically psych up and then they strong strike, and it's pretty much a one-shot kill, which is very unfortunate for us. But sorry, Ring a Bell. You are now behind in EXP. That's okay, that's okay. I should just play a little bit more cautious. Might start using Anyas a little bit more aggressively here. Let's try it out. First things first, what I'll do is I'll use Blessed Shield, and then I'll just throw some magic out there. We'll do AoE Thunder. Tiz will continue to do physical attacks, Idia will continue to do magic attacks, and then Ring a Bell can come over there with the Stomp. Looks about right. Unfortunately, we are a bit slower than these guys. Only Tiz is able to outspeed them. Fortunately, they got the strong strike there, which might be enough to kill me. Might be enough to keep Idia from gaining XP. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Man, now there's a fairly significant difference between the EXP of Anyas and Tiz and Idia and Ring a Bell, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. That's okay. Just heal up. These enemies are fairly dangerous, as you're seeing, but they do give decent EXP and JP. Well, we got a gate right here with the Adventurer. Hey, buddy. Gonna go ahead and save real quick and grab myself some more Phoenix Downs, because it seems like I'm gonna need more of those. Let's grab 3 more. Hopefully I won't need to use all of them. Also, since Norende Village stuff has been opened up, let's go ahead and see if we can get anything cool. There's an Angel's Bow, which is 3500 P, but that would increase Tiz's damage output by quite a bit. Is there anything else that we might want? I don't see anything. Let's go ahead and grab that Angel's Bow. Seems that seems like a good investment. Here it is. There we go. 118 damage. That's insane. And then, because we have that on him, we can remove the Knuckle Lure. Now let's put on... What else does he have? He has Knuckle Lure and Abate Wind. Well, Abate Wind basically lowers the damage you take from wind attacks, so it's decent. I don't think we're going to be running into any wind-based enemies right now, but that's okay. Let's continue forward. Look at that damage output now from Tiz. That's insane. We're also starting to slightly outspeed them now that we're getting their level ups. So maybe, just maybe, we can actually start dealing more damage to them than they can to us. There's a nice little switch here. We can open that up. Looks like it starts turning one of those gears. We need to turn on 2 of them to open up that gate. Seems about right. Now that we got one of those open, though, I'm going to save again. Can't be too cautious. Head down south. Take a left. And there's some stairs. Idia gained a job level from that fight. She learned silence immunity. That's nice. And we got a bronze bangle. While I navigate the menu here, I want to go ahead and talk about side quests in Bravely Default just in general. Normally, I am really not a big fan of side quests in video games. It's fairly rare for me to just be all about side quests. I like just following the main story, and I feel like usually side quests just kind of get in the way, you know? Go here, kill 10 enemies, come back, get your reward. Go here, you know, escort this person from A to B, and such. And it's very boring and a little monotonous in those games. But Bravely Default is very different. There aren't, you know, hundreds upon hundreds of side quests that take up your time and energy and give you not very good rewards. Honestly, the side quests in this game are few and far between, but they give you jobs. Almost every single side quest in this game rewards you with an asterisk. And not only that, it also gives you a very unique and interesting story each time. Every single time I see one of those blue little sub-scenario bubbles pop up on my main menu, I know I'm in for an exciting adventure. These honestly don't feel like side quests. They feel like little stories that truly are just miniature narratives that play out and are a lot of fun to see to the end. This entire arc here, with the Anchiem water supply and the thieves' attacks and the conspiracies, this is all optional. You don't need to go through, you can go through the whole game not knowing any of this exists. And while I'm a little sad that's the case, it also just, in my opinion, is really cool that you can go out of your way to just help these people even more, gain some new world building lore, and get a really cool job out of everything you do here. It's so cool. I love the side quests in this game. It's so cool. Also, Tiz gained a job level. Speed 10% up. He's already the fastest character on the battlefield right now, so I don't think there's really any reason for me to equip that just yet. Let me go ahead and use Ring a Bell to heal up a little bit more. And move forward. Let's move south here. Another treasure chest. Ether is always welcome. I don't know, I just kind of want to get that out of my system now that we're actually going through a sub-scenario. There's the second gear turning, and that opens up that last lever. So now we gotta walk all the way back. Here we go. There's damage dispersion going at its, doing its job right there. It lowers the damage that Idia herself takes, and it just kind of disperses a small amount of the damage she has been dealt to other party members. It's pretty cool. It will save your bacon more often than not, but despite that, it does still have the chance of just really screwing you over. Especially if a party member is at low HP other than Idia, and she gets hit and it just outright kills your low HP buddy. That has happened to me more times than I'd like to admit. Okay, I think we're almost back to the adventure. This has been a bit of a weird dungeon in terms of layout, and the enemies have been very dangerous, but that's okay. We made it back to our buddy. After a quick pit stop at the inn, I'm fully charged up and ready to see what's on the other side of this button here. So, let's go see. This elevator put us at the very top of Anchiem. If we zoom out, we can see that we are pretty high up. Don't look down, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down. We can finally see who's been behind this whole conspiracy.
This is the royal palace.
Shh. Someone's coming.
Blast it! Blast it! Blast it all!
Calm down.
How do you expect me to be calm? This is all the fault of that girl! From the moment the vessel returned, every cog in my plans is spun out of place. And the merchantry, that incompetent profiteur's failures threatened to bring everything crashing down. And after the lengths I went to in giving him all he could possibly need, and for what? A net negative. Time and again, that oil-slicked little rat assured me all was going to plan. And like a fool, I trusted him with everything! With claiming the wells, inflating the price of water, that bungled arrangement with the thieves, I gave the merchantry free rein.
The plan was sound. Have the merchantry cut off the water supply, eroding the people's resolve. Mandate heavy labor, for the good of the kingdom, of course, to sow further dissent. Anchiem was a powder keg. Any spark would do. Some trifling grievance to turn the brunt of all that build-up frustration on the Vestal. The Orthodoxy's lingering hold on the people's hearts and minds would be broken, and the age of anti-crystalism would begin.
As well it must! The unwashed masses' superstitious love of the crystals is an iron weight holding mankind back from true progress. Only by dashing to the ground their faith in these stones and the Vestals can my vision for Anchiem's advancement be realized. A glorious new era is right before our eyes. It was so nearly within reach, and now my plan is ruined. Why, Kent? How has this happened? Now the rabble will listen to none but the Vestal. Oh, it's a complete disaster. I should never have relied on an ignoramus like Profiteur. My plan was perfect.
That reliance on your scheming was the reason it failed. Meanwhile, the Vestal speaks without a thought in her head. There's your why.
The question was rhetorical, Spellfencer! But very well. If finesse has failed, so be it. I'll kill the girl and lay claim to the crystal. With that done, the winds will be at my fingertips. I can power the turbines or control the miasma as I see fit.
Your Highness is ever the optimist. Are you so confident this new plan will fare better, Time Mage?
It must! The people must be shown that the Vestal has no place in my new reign, or in the future of Anchiem!
Unacceptable. Please disgrace your crown no further.
What? This isn't... How are you here?
Regardless, I am here. I heard everything.
Seems this scandal goes all the way up.
I knew you were an unpleasant man, but this is outright evil.
For a king to wish suffering on his own people? This cannot stand!
And just what did you supposedly hear? What new slander is this?
You're a poor actor, King.
You have some proof, then? Some evidence to show that I made these comments? Ha!
He's like a child caught in a lie.
No, of course no such proof exists. I know you lot are plotting to tear me from the throne, but it won't work. It won't.
As it happens, we do have proof. But I don't expect we'll have need of it. Ask yourself this. Given your word against the Vestals, which do you think the people will believe? Have you no shame? No sense of duty to those you rule?
You! This is all you're doing, Vestal. If you weren't here, none of this would... Yes! You can't be here any longer. Can't be anywhere, in fact. Your final silence will be the fanfare that heralds my renewed reign.
It seems the man's beyond remorse.
Spellfencer Sigma Kent, name your price. Empty the kingdom's coffers if you like. Whatever it takes, I want these vermin dead!
I pick my clients for their pocketbooks, not their moral fiber. I'll not grow scruples now. You have a deal, King, for as long as your riches hold.
Time for our final fight here in Chapter 1 against Sigma Kent, the Spellfencer, and Kamer, the 8th, the Time Mage. Another double fight. Here we go. So, we're gonna go ahead and default. We kind of know what the deal is with Kent. So I'm gonna go ahead and examine Kamer instead. Then everyone else, we're gonna go ahead and default. I'm gonna slow down time a little bit here. 6,000 HP, no weakness. Okay. Sword magic, fire. All right, so I don't have to worry about fire. Quara, that is earth damage on everyone. Time Mage uses earth magic, non-elemental magic, and can speed up and slow down turns and characters. So we have to be on the lookout for that on Kamer. Let's go ahead and examine Kent. I don't want to put Tiz on the negative too much. And everyone else can default. The blessing from the shield will be enough to heal up our wounds. 6,000 HP, no weakness, is still human. There's stop. That will completely stop a character's BP charge, and they can no longer act until the duration is removed. We don't really have any way of removing this debuff, so we just kind of have to roll with it. So with that being said, I would suggest you bring at least 2 characters who have white magic, just in case one of them gets stopped, you can use the other. I'm gonna go ahead and default with Idia. I'm going to, once again, prioritize Kent here, because I do feel like his sword magic is a little bit more dangerous than the time magic of Kamer. So we're going to default one more turn, so I have a full BP charge. There's a fire attack, it's fine, we have a lot of physical defense. Veilga, their evasion is extremely high now. It's increased by 1.5 times. Which, you know, physical attacks don't really like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Blessed Shield again, just in case someone decides to throw some rocks at me again. And I'm going to throw some bolts at Kent. And we're just going to throw any kind of magic I can at him. And then, since their evasion's up, ring a bell, I'll just throw a regular attack at Kent, see if it lands.
Ready to fly?
One thing I really quick want to talk about is Kint's plan to take... Oh my goodness, 1300 damage. Kint's plan to take over the Wind Crystal after killing Agnes is honestly inherently flawed. We only know of female Vestals, so it's inherently flawed. He doesn't really have a substitute. And I think that really sort of shows just how desperate he is and how poor he is at planning things ahead.
You aren't running this time?
A contract is a contract, and many's the coin I earned under the king's auspices. It's not in my nature, but I'm prepared to die for this one.
Looks like Kint is not going to be running away this time. Ringbell's doing respectable damage. Agnes and Tiz are now healed from their stop because they had to... Well, Tiz had to stop in a cutscene. So we're going to Brave 3 times here. I'm going to cast Rejuvenation so we can keep the special going. And I'm just going to have everyone default so I can get to Agnes' turn faster. Speed up, there's Sword Magic Fire. There's Rejuvenation. This will also increase the amount of healing I get. Alrighty. There's the Thunder. See if we can't get Kint down here. I'm going to default with everyone. Man, they are not liking Ring a Bell. That's okay, though. We're gonna Brave again with Agnes. We're going to use the Blessed Shield to heal, and then we're going to throw some Thunders at Kint, who cannot act this turn. Their evasion is still up, so I'm going to have Tiz... I'm actually going to have him steal from Calmer. I'm assuming we're probably going to be taking down Kint here very soon, so I'm not even going to try. And then Ring a Bell, you can default because your HP is not looking too good. Ether, we got his loot first try. That's not bad. Okay, looks like Kint is down.
Very well. Only fitting that money should be my end. My goal is met. I've no reason to earn another coin. No reason.
Kid! This isn't happening! Is there no one else?
Alright, Calmer, just you, buddy. How well do you think you'll fare? So, now that it's just him, we've got some defaulting to do. Let's go ahead and wait until this evasion is gone. Oh, you sly dog. Okay, well then, we're gonna go ahead and just use the Blessed Staff to keep everyone topped up at least. Not the Blessed Staff, the Blessed Shield. There's stop. Let's see if he wants to remove Veilga. Okay. I guess he's wanting to be a little slimy here. Okay, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and try out one of Ring a Bell's new special moves, Air Splitter. And then we're just gonna stomp on him. There's Veilga again, that's okay.
Let's end this quick.
$313 damage, pretty respectable. As Ring a Bell laughs in his face. Now Ring a Bell's doing some good damage. Now let's set up Agnes with the Blessed Shield and some magic damage. The special only increases physical attack, but that's okay. Tiz does a lot of damage with his current bow. And actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and put the Piercing Bolt out there. Some magic damage is increased as well. And then Ring a Bell, just do a single stomp. Oh my goodness, the damage Tiz is doing right there. That's crazy. He doesn't even have to use the stomp ability that'll lower his defense. Man, Calmer's staff is doing more damage than his actual magic. That sounds about right. 710 damage, alright, Idia? See what you can do. 400 damage. That's pretty good. Okay, he has 500 HP left. I'm gonna play a little safe here. I'm gonna have Agnes finish him off. It's kind of her villain. And let's see if she can take him down. Never default. There's stop, that's okay. Agnes, finish him off.
I'll give my throne to no one! No one!
Pretty fun fight. Not too hard, but enjoyable still. The stop mechanic can be a little difficult to maneuver around, but that's why I brought 2 healers. Kinda. Everyone gained a level up, it looks like. Yeah! Despite my problems through the dungeon. This is another example of the dungeon being harder than the boss. Trust me, there are a lot of those. You learn Shield Strike. If we have a shield equipped, we can do an attack with it. Yeah, I will very rarely have a shield on him. We also gained an Ether and a High Potion. Nice. And hey, we beat an Asterisk holder, so guess what? We get the Spell Fencer Asterisk. The Spell Fencer, a warrior that imbues weapons with magic. They add elemental effects to their attacks, and they favor swords. Their specialty is anti-magic, and their job command is sword magic. Their stats are very middle of the road, being slightly better than the Freelancer stats, having all B's and Dexterity and Agility being C. Their arms aptitudes show that they prefer swords, and that's pretty much it. Their katana stat isn't too bad either, but, you know, they're gonna want swords. And their armor aptitude is actually quite high, making it where they could be a decent tank if they really want to. They'll get more bonuses out of the armor instead of having an E rank in there. There's a lot of cool things you can do with this job, and as I said earlier, you can equip status debuffs to your weapon as well, like there in the video with Silence. So the creativity you can have with the Spell Fencer is actually quite high, covering both physical and magical damage. And of course, because we beat Calmer, we obtain the Time Mage Asterisk. Time Mage uses time magic to turn the tide of battle. Skilled at time magic, favors staves. Their specialty is Time Slip, and their job command is Time Magic. Holy crap, that's a lot of time. The Time Mage's stat affinities is pretty varied. Their HP is C, so decent, but their strength and vitality is horrible, similar to the White Mages and Black Mages. Their MP and intelligence is very, very good. Their intelligence stats is even equal to that of a Black Mage. Their mind stat is nothing to laugh at either, as it's B, similar to the Knight. So pretty good. Their dexterity is not very high, and their agility is pretty decent. Their arms aptitude shows that they prefer staves, and pretty much nothing else. There's not really another alternative for them. And their armor aptitude is E as per normal, for the most part, at least. The Time Mage is able to manipulate turn orders and use magic that is either earth elemented or no elements attached to it. There's also dark magic in the form of gravity, but for the most part, you're going to be using Time Mage to speed up characters, slow down enemies, and attack with magic abilities that you do not have to worry about guarding against or absorbing from enemies.
I see. I regret my failure to see through the former king's misdeeds. It seems the people of Anchiem are once more in your debt, Lady Vestal. On their behalf, I thank you.
Where will the kingdom go from here? How will it function in the absence of its king?
I will take up the mantle of governance for the time being, though that is no lasting solution. Anchiem will have to change. With luck, it will become a land led by its people for the benefit of all. What is certain is that it will ever be a welcome home to you and your companions, Lady Vestal. We will pray for your safe journey. Go, and bring your light to all the world.
Another conspiracy taken down. Anchiem is in good hands, I can tell. Well, that was a loaded episode. Everything here to see and do in Anchiem has been covered. We took down the threat that was harboring in the wind crystal and restored the wind, and we also uncovered and removed the conspiracies here in Anchiem revolving around the king and his corruption over the water, which is a strange sentence to say, but that's the truth. What do you guys got to say? I'm still in shock that the old king was behind it all. That is true. Anchiem is in good hands, and so I think it actually is a good time now to finally move on with our adventure and head our way towards Florum, the land of radiant flowers. But I think for right now, our team deserves a nice rest and relaxation. They've been at it quite hard recently, and we've also got a few new jobs we want to look at. So, next time on Bravely Default, we'll take a gander at the new jobs, see what else there is here in Anchiem to do and greet, and then we'll make our way towards Florum. So with that, I'll see you soon.